she announced. "I don't need you anymore. I have rich friends now." I smiled. "That's wonderful." Then I quietly sold the car that was in my name, but she'd been driving. Her meltdown when she got stranded at her rich friend's party. I, 33 male, dated Vanessa, 30, for 5 years. We weren't married, but lived together, split bills, the whole domestic thing. She worked as a receptionist at a high-end real estate firm, making about $35, while I worked in HVAC installation, pulling in around 65 kellers. Not glamorous, but honest work that kept us comfortable. Everything changed when she got promoted to Client Relations Coordinator 6 months ago. Suddenly she was rubbing shoulders with property developers, trust fund babies, and trophy wives at showings and networking events. The first red flag was when she started lying about what I did for a living. Overheard her on a call telling someone I was in climate control systems management. When I asked about it, she said, "Well, it sounds better than saying you crawl through attics installing air conditioners." Then came the wardrobe changes. Designer bags appearing that cost more than our rent. When I asked how she afforded them, she'd say, "Lexi let me borrow it," or "Natasha gave me her old one." Lexi and Natasha being her new besties from the country club set. The car situation was simple. When we got together, her credit was trash from defaulting on student loans. I bought a 2018 BMW 3 Series, used but clean, and let her drive it since her commute was shorter. Title in my name, insurance too, but she acted like it was hers. Even started telling people she bought it. 2 weeks ago was the breaking point. We were supposed to go to my cousin's wedding. Morning of, she announces she can't go because Natasha's husband chartered a yacht for the day. "It's your family, not mine," she said while doing her makeup. "Besides, I need to network. These connections are important for my career." "More important than family commitments we made months ago?" She turned around, looked at me with this expression I'd never seen before. Pure disdain. "Look, I'm going places. My friends' husbands run companies, own buildings, vacation in Aspen. You install air conditioners. I don't need you anymore. I have rich friends now." I stared at her for a good 10 seconds. "That's wonderful." She blinked. "What?" I said, "That's wonderful. I'm happy you found your people." She seemed confused by my calm reaction but shrugged it off, grabbed the BMW keys, and left. I went to the wedding alone, told everyone Vanessa had a work emergency. Then Monday morning I set my plan in motion. Update 1. First thing Monday, I called my insurance company and removed Vanessa from the policy. Then I listed the BMW on AutoTrader. Priced it to move fast. Probably could have gotten 22K, but listed it for 19K. Had 3 serious inquiries by lunch. Tuesday, a buyer came by my work to look at it. Cash deal, done by 5 p.m. I signed over the title, handed him the keys, and watched my BMW drive away. Felt weird but liberating. Wednesday morning, Vanessa left for work like normal. I'd taken the day off. She had no idea the BMW was already gone, because I'd been parking my work truck in our apartment's garage and the BMW in visitor spots. She just assumed it was there. Got a text at 10 a.m. "Did you move my car? Can't find it." Me, "The BMW? I sold it." My phone immediately exploded. Called me 31 times in 10 minutes. Texts were barely coherent. "What do you mean you sold it? That's my car? You can't do this. I'm calling the police." Finally answered on call 32. "What did you do?" she screamed. "Sold my car, the one in my name that I pay for." "I need that car." "I thought you had rich friends now?" Ask one of them. "You're doing this because of what I said." "No, I'm doing this because I need the money. HVAC truck needs a new transmission. That's $4,500. I have a client meeting in an hour. Uber exists. You can't just... Actually, I can. It was my car. Check the registration if you're confused." She hung up. 20 minutes later, her mom called. "Beverly was always a piece of work. How dare you leave my daughter stranded?" "She's not stranded. She has legs, Uber, public transit, and apparently rich friends with yachts. She'll figure it out." "You stole her car." "Can't steal what's mine, Beverly. She needs that car for work." Then she should have been nicer to the person providing it. "You're a pathetic little man who can't handle a successful woman. Your daughter makes $42K a year and owes $800 on a Chanel bag she can't afford. If that's success, I'll stay pathetic." I hung up. Update 2. The next few days were comedy gold. Vanessa tried everything. First, she actually called the police. 2 officers showed up at my work. I showed them the title. I'd kept a photo, registration, insurance docs, bill of sale, all in my name. "Ma'am lied to us," one officer said. "Wasting police time is a crime." They left. She didn't get charged, but the embarrassment was worth it. Then she tried the emotional manipulation. Showed up at my work during lunch, crying. My coworkers watched through the break room window like it was Netflix. "Please, I'm sorry about what I said. I didn't mean it." Which part? That you don't need me or that I'm beneath you? I was stressed. Natasha and Lexi, they make me feel like I have to be someone else. So be someone else, just not with my car. I got fired. I paused. What? I couldn't get to the client meeting. Lost the account. They fired me. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate? I have no job and no car. You have rich friends. I'm sure they'll help. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. You thought you were too good for me. Now you get to prove it. She left sobbing, felt a tiny bit bad, but then remembered her "you install air conditioners" comment. Nah. That evening, I got a call from Natasha herself. This woman I'd never met had the audacity to call me. "Hello, is this Vanessa's boyfriend?" "Ex-boyfriend. Who's this?" "Natasha Wellington. I understand you sold Vanessa's car?" The entitlement in her voice was astounding. "I sold my car, yes." That was rather vindictive, don't you think? No more vindictive than your friend telling me she doesn't need me because she has rich friends now. Pause. She said that? Word for word. Actually said you and Lexi would take care of her. Longer pause. I see. Well, that's presumptuous. So you're not buying her a new BMW? Certainly not. I barely know the girl. She serves champagne at our events. She told me you were best friends. Natasha actually laughed. Best friends? She's the help, darling. And that's when I realized Vanessa had built this entire fantasy where she was actually part of their group. They saw her as the receptionist who handed out champagne and took coats. Update 3 Saturday was the yacht party. The one Vanessa chose over my cousin's wedding. She'd been posting all week about it on Instagram, acting like missing it would be social suicide. 8 a.m. that morning, she knocked on my door. Full designer outfit, probably $3K if she didn't have. Hair professionally done, wearing those ridiculous Louboutins she bought with rent money. "I need a ride to the marina." I almost choked on my coffee. "Excuse me. The yacht leaves at 9. I need a ride." "Call your rich friends." Natasha's already there. Lexi's not answering. "Uber? It's $70 to the marina. Sounds like a you problem. I'll pay you back." "With what money? You got fired." She shifted tactics, tried being flirty, touched my arm. "Come on, for old time's sake. Maybe we could even talk after." "No. You're really going to make me miss this?" "I'm not making you do anything. You're facing the consequences of your choices." "This is abuse." "No, this is Tuesday." "Well, Saturday. Point is, not my problem." She stood there for another minute, then screamed, "I hate you," and stormed off in those ridiculous heels. Found out later from Instagram that she tried to take 3 buses to get to the marina. Arrived 2 hours after the yacht left. Posted a rant about fake friends and people who abandon you when you need them. The comments were brutal. Turns out, burning bridges with your actual friends to chase rich people who don't care about you isn't a great strategy. Update 4 Monday morning, the apartment drama started. See, we were both on the lease. But I paid the majority of rent because of our income difference. She paid $500, I covered the remaining $1,400. I gave our landlord, Mr. Peterson, cool old dude, 30 days notice that I'd be moving out. "What about Vanessa?" he asked. "She'll need to qualify on her own or find a new place. She can't afford this place alone. That's unfortunate." He ran her credit and income. With no job and a 560 credit score, she didn't qualify. He gave her 30 days to vacate or find a qualified roommate. She came home to the notice taped to our door. The meltdown was epic. "You're making me homeless. You're making yourself homeless. I'm just moving out. Where am I supposed to go? Your rich friends? Your mom? I don't care. This is illegal." "It's literally not." She called Beverly again. This time, Beverly showed up in person with Vanessa's dad, Frank. Frank was always reasonable, but Beverly had him whipped. "You need to fix this," Beverly demanded. "Fix what? I'm moving out. It's a normal thing adults do. She's your responsibility. She's 30 years old. She's her own responsibility." Frank finally spoke up. "Vanessa, why don't you just come home for a while?" I'm not moving back home. I'm not a child. Then act like an adult and figure it out, I said. Beverly turned on me. You're a vindictive little man. She was upgrading her life and you couldn't handle it. She was pretending to be something she's not with money she didn't have. I just stopped enabling it. She deserves better than you. You're right. She deserves someone who'll pay for her entire life while she treats them like garbage. Good luck finding that. As they were leaving, Frank pulled me aside. She really say she didn't need you? He asked quietly. Among other things, he nodded. She gets that from her mother, always wanting more, never appreciating what she has. I'm sorry, son. Thanks, Frank. For what it's worth, I'd have sold the car too. Update 5. The grand finale came that Friday. Vanessa had been posting increasingly desperate messages on social media. Anyone need a roommate? Looking for job opportunities. Life teaches you who your real friends are. Then she made a crucial mistake. She posted in a local Facebook group, warning, my ex-boyfriend, she tagged me, vindictively sold my car and is making me homeless. This is what narcissistic abuse looks like, ladies. I normally ignore social media drama, but this was defamation. So I responded with receipts. Screenshot of the BMW title in my name. Insurance documents in my name. 3 years of payment records from my bank. Her text saying, I don't need you anymore. I have rich friends now. Her admission via text that she'd been lying about owning the car. The comments turned into a bloodbath. So you paid for everything and she called you pathetic? Girl, bye. Imagine having someone pay for your car for 3 years, then telling them you're too good for them. This is embarrassing for you, sis. Team ex-boyfriend, you played yourself. But the best comment came from someone unexpected. Lexi herself. Vanessa, this is inappropriate. You told everyone at the club you bought that car yourself. You said your boyfriend was in finance. You lie about everything. Please stop mentioning me and Natasha. We are not friends. You work at events we host. That's all. That comment got 237 likes. Vanessa deleted her post within an hour, but screenshots were already circulating. Then came the final humiliation. Someone leaked a video from the country club where Vanessa had too much champagne at an event and was bragging. My boyfriend? Oh, he's nobody. I'm just using him until I find someone better. These rich guys eat up the whole independent woman thing, but they don't need to know about my loser boyfriend paying for everything. The person who posted it tagged me. Thought you should see this, bro. Watched it twice. The first time hurt. The second time just confirmed I'd made the right choice. Saturday morning, moving day arrived. I'd found a nice one-bedroom closer to work. Smaller, but all mine. As I was loading boxes into my truck, Vanessa sat on the couch watching. She'd given up the anger and moved into denial. You'll be back, she said. You can't live without me. I've been living without you since you met your rich friends, just paying for the privilege of being ignored. They weren't really my friends. No kidding. I just wanted more. Is that so wrong? Wanting more? No. Treating me like garbage to get it? Yes. She watched me carry out the last box. What am I supposed to do now? Whatever people who don't need anybody do, I guess. Final update. It's been 2 months since I moved out. Here's where everything landed. Vanessa moved back with Beverly and Frank. At 30 years old, she's sleeping in her high school bedroom with those participation trophies still on the shelf. Frank told me she's working at Target now, making $15 an hour. Ironic, considering she used to make fun of retail workers. The BMW? Best decision I ever made. Used that money to fix my truck and put the rest into savings. Turns out not paying for someone else's entire life leaves you with actual money. Beverly still texts me occasionally, calling me every name in the book. I've blocked her on everything except email, in case there's any legal issues with the lease. Her latest email called me a small, pathetic man who destroyed her daughter's future. I replied, your daughter destroyed her own future when she decided she was too good for someone who loved her. I just stopped funding the delusion. She didn't respond. The country club crowd? Vanessa's been completely blacklisted. Lexi's comment went viral in those circles. Turns out rich people really don't like being used for social media clout by someone they consider the help. My favorite development, Natasha Wellington hired my HVC company to service her mansion, specifically requested me, handed me a check and said, you dodged a bullet with that one. She asked me for a loan last week. The audacity. How much? $5,000. For a new car, she said. Would you tell her that she should ask her rich friends? Then I blocked her number. We both laughed. But here's the real kicker. Last week, Vanessa sent me a long email. Apparently, she's been going to therapy. Frank's insurance covers it. She wrote about how she got caught up in a fantasy, how she was so desperate to be something she wasn't, that she lost who she was. Classic therapy speak. The email ended with, I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I need you to know I understand now. I had everything I needed and threw it away for an illusion. You loved me for who I was, and I hated you for not being who I thought I deserved. I'm sorry. I read it 3 times, then deleted it. Some people think I should have been the bigger person. Kept letting her use the car until she found her feet. Stayed in the apartment so she wouldn't be homeless. Been more understanding about her social climbing. But here's the thing. Being the bigger person doesn't mean being a doormat. She told me to my face that she didn't need me, that I wasn't good enough, that her fake rich friends were more important than someone who paid for her entire lifestyle. She wanted to live like she had rich friends? Cool. She got exactly that experience. Rich friends don't pay for your car. Rich friends don't cover your rent. Rich friends don't care when you get fired or need help moving. As for me, I'm doing great. Started dating a woman from my CrossFit gym. Amber's a carpenter who drives a beat-up Tacoma and thinks designer bags are stupid. We went Dutch on our first date, and she actually thanked me for not trying to pay for everything. I make my own money, she said. I don't need a provider, I need a partner. Music to my ears. We're taking things slow. She knows the whole Vanessa story, hard to avoid, it's still circulating in local social media. Her take? Anyone who measures someone's worth by their job title isn't worth your time. Last thing, ran into Frank at Home Depot last week. He was buying paint. Redecorating? I asked. Vanessa's room. She wants to paint over the pink. Gonna be there a while, huh? He sighed. She's got interviews lined up, but the video of her at the country club keeps surfacing. Nobody wants to hire someone who openly admits to using people. That's rough. You know what the worst part is? Frank said. Beverly's exactly the same way. Always thought she married down with me. Spent 30 years hearing how I should make more money, drive a better car, be more ambitious. Now I watch Vanessa do the same thing and realize, apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You thinking about leaving? He looked at the paint cans. Already got my own apartment, just haven't told them yet. Figured I'd help Vanessa get situated first, but honestly, I think they deserve each other. 2 weeks later, Frank left. Vanessa and Beverly are now roommates in a 2-bedroom apartment, both working retail, both blaming everyone else for their situation. Me, I'm in my 1-bedroom apartment, building a life with someone who appreciates me for exactly who I am. No pretenses, no lies, no social climbing. Just 2 people who understand that real wealth isn't about money or status. It's about respect, partnership, and knowing your worth doesn't depend on your job title. Vanessa wanted rich friends instead of a working-class boyfriend who loved her. She got exactly what she asked for, nothing. And honestly, we both ended up exactly where we belong.